Welcome our guest, Financial CEO Alfred Eskandar. What do you make of what you heard over the weekend? Clearly, investors were anticipating good news on Friday, and they like what they see and hear this morning. Can it continue?
Well, I think they love what they see. I mean, from the reaction around the globe, we're seeing markets really rally. We had three things holding the market back, in my opinion, and we had some serious volatility in October and touch of November, and there were the Fed elections and obviously the trade tariffs. Chairman Powell gave us something to be thankful for on Thanksgiving, and now President Trump, with this truce, is really helping us feel positive about the rest of the year.
Can this positivity continue, Mitch, you think?
I think so. I'm with you, Alfred. I think the only thing that concerns me is as we get closer to the 90-day deadline, as the 116th Congress does or doesn't do what investors want them to do, we could be back in volatility zone. But I'm curious what your reaction would be, 3 months from now if we haven't really accomplished much.
Well, let's just take it a quarter at a time. I think the next 90 days is really pivotal. Looking at the fact that we're going to remove the threat for 90 days, that's a huge thing for the market, right? So the market likes to know certain things, and it wants certainty. So the certainty is there's not going to be an escalating fight for the next 90 days. That's a huge positive for lots of stocks, lots of different sectors as well.
Hey, Alfred. So, one thing I noticed is it looks like you're a holder of General Motors here. And, General Motors has had some big news recently where they're closing some plants in North America. There's some question about their product mix. It's always a company under a big microscope, obviously. Do you think that, getting a trade deal done with China and perhaps other trade deals, is that going to solve all of Motors' problems and issues, or is there something deeper there that you're looking into?
Sure. So we don't think there's a magic wand, and General Motors is one of our top 10 holdings because it demonstrated a characteristic that we look for, which is high sensitivity to the overall market, but also correlated to the market, meaning it moves more in the same direction as the market does, and that's what we look for. So in our fund, SLT, there's 99 other companies just like General Motors with the same characteristic.
You see the move in the pre-market action on Ford and General Motors, but General Motors' largest market, Alfred, and correct me if I'm wrong, is China, and they have a bigger market in China than the other U.S. automakers. So if this just cools tensions between the U.S. and China, that is good for GM.
Oh, there's no doubt there's a definite short-term uptick. I think lowering the tariffs on American cars in your largest market is going to naturally have a big boost to your stock in the short term.
Well, I pointed out to Mitch earlier that the tariff used to be China cut its tariff on non-U.S. imported vehicles from 25% to 15% in July, but then within days it raised the tariff on cars made in the U.S. to 40% in retaliation. So if we get back to kind of the original lower level, that's really where we're going with that tweet.
Yeah, and again, a 90-day truce is a wonderful thing for the markets to digest while both administrations kind of work out the details. I think IP is a really big issue. You're going to see a lift in technology stocks. Again, we've got all the FANGs in the fund, so those stocks that have gotten their butts kicked in the last couple of months should feel pretty good this week.
President Trump telling reporters aboard Air Force One Saturday that he plans to cancel the current North American Free Trade Agreement, known as NAFTA. The commander-in-chief saying this would give Congress a choice of the newly negotiated U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement or the framework before NAFTA. But the Wall Street Journal editorial board commenting on this in an article titled NAFTA Suicide Note, writing, Mr. Trump needs the current NAFTA in place as insurance in case Mrs. Pelosi and House Democrats decide to defeat or perhaps even fail to take up the new NAFTA deal. Democrats will be only too happy if Mr. Trump blows up old NAFTA before a new one passes. I want to get your reaction to that, Alfred.
I try not to stick my nose in politics too much, but it's kind of hard when it affects, your
Well, this
business.
isn't a political issue. It's an economic one as well, and a market one.
Sure. I mean, look, we expect better things to happen from the new USMCA deal rather than the NAFTA deal. I think it's good for industrials. I think it'll also be a benefit to some energy sectors as well. I think energy this quarter, certainly now with the discussions between Russia and Saudi Arabia, energy is going to see a lift. We see energy up across the board. So it's a sector play. It's industrials. It'll be good for industrials, and that's how we see it.
The rhetoric of the president, though, when he makes a statement like that, you know that it's going to make people nervous. You know that markets are going to respond. You know, when he's talked about China in the past, the way he's done all of this is not typical of what we've seen before. And I know that this kind of uncertainty can make us nervous. How do you react to that kind of thing and keep it in perspective so that we're not overreacting in the market or underreacting? How do you react appropriately?
Well, one of the benefits of being a quantitatively driven is that we do exclude a lot of the headlines from our analysis. So we try to listen to what the market is telling us from price action. And that's the most important thing. So how are stocks and sectors responding, being more or less sensitive to the overall market? And that's how we build our strategies. But it's very hard to avoid, sensational headlines. And certainly the president has proven, if nothing else, to surprise us. And I think what he's done with China is helping us right now. He stood up to China. He kind of, demonstrated that he was not going to fold. And I think China has blinked, and which is a benefit for us for now.
A truce is good news, and
Yes.
you see it in the future. It's Alfred Eskandar. Thank you so much. Great to see you this morning.